welcome to my channel. I am the introvert who needs a little socialization.
Can we talk? Can we talk about it?
And let me add, everything I say is alleged, my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Can I just tell y'all that this first episode of the Braxtons had me in tears, like so emotional. You felt like you was in a room with them. Basically, because you could relate to the loss for anyone that has ever lost someone. And then dealing with the grief and dealing with the, you thinking about your own mortality. It was just so deep and emotional. Oh my God. Anyway, let's begin this review. So we open up the episode with the family preparing to do grief counseling on the heels of the second anniversary of Tracy's passing. We got Trina talking to her husband, and she reveals that the sisters have not been close since the passing of Tracy, and she thought that it would bring them closer. Trina also reveals that it's very important to keep in touch with Kevin, little Kevin, because his mom was his best friend. They had a really tight bond, and Trina lets us know that he does not talk to his dad much. So Trina says she's not going to talk bad about Big Kevin because, he's a grieving husband. And I get that, You just never know how people will handle grief, okay? So Trina reveals also that the dinner tonight that they're having is because Tony called it because she has to tell them something. So this is the first time that the sisters and Mama E are getting together since Tracy's passing. Tony says she is nervous to tell the sisters and the mom about the extent of her health. Tony reveals that she is single and not engaged anymore. Remember, she was engaged to Birdman. And she says she's really not ready for a relationship right now. So they flash back on Tracy on the show and their memories together. They reveal that Tracy let them know she couldn't swallow. And, when she finally went to the doctor, she was diagnosed with cancer. They talk about the grief counseling, and Miss E feels like Trina needs the extensive counseling because she was actually the one there when Tracy took her last breath. Whew, child, they all wear hummingbird necklaces because Tracy says she wanted to go wherever they went. That is such a beautiful gesture. They revealed that little Kevin is getting a divorce. Tamar didn't know. She said she goes out all the time with little Kevin and he hasn't mentioned a word. Trina starts to get emotional and she wants to change the subject. So they turn their attention to Tony. Tony reveals that although she has a stent in her heart and, they knew about her having a heart surgery with this extent, she revealed that, if she has a heart attack, she will not survive. And eventually she will have to, get a bypass surgery. So she gets emotional because she's thinking about her sons and who will take care of them if something happened to her. Then Miss E in her confessional says that she knows how serious Tony's health issues are. And, with Tracy leaving so soon, Tony's thinking, could it happen to her too? So the sister starts to, the sisters gather around Tony and then they start to speak life into her. They was quoting Bibles. So as you think it shall be. Like if you think it's going to happen. They try to, positively get her out of her funk or not to think about the fear of dying. Okay. And I love how in that moment, they always know how to bring laughter. Tony was like, are you pointing to my VV? I don't want to say that on here, but you know what she said. So I like how they also are able to, such in a heavy moment, bring laughter to it. And they've always been like that. So Tawanda and Trina meet up for lunch. And we find out that Tawanda has alopecia. She says she's never revealed it because she cared too much about her look. Then they showed a scene which Trina described, with Tracy brushing and rubbing on Tawanda's head with patches of her hair missing and told Tawanda that she should go ahead on and cut it off. And as we know, Tawanda cut her hair off in solidarity of Tracy. And I guess coming out of that, it was just like, she came to terms with it. It is what it is. So Trina was like, little Kevin is on her mind. And Tawanda calls little Kevin to see how he's doing. They find out that, his wife did his hair and they was shocked because, they in the middle of divorce. Okay. They said they really feel for him because of, the loss of his mom and now he's losing his wife. They asked him if he wants to join in on the grief counseling and he says yes. He said because the holidays was really hard for him and he really misses his mom. They prepare for the grief counseling on the heels of Tracy's 2nd anniversary of being gone. This was really a emotional episode. This was really an emotional episode. Even me reading my notes is like taking me back to where, you know, the points where I was really crying and feeling like heartbroken for Tracy's son, Trina having to be the one to see her take her last breath, Tony, you know, what's going to happen to her sons if something happened to her. It was just so emotional. Anyway, so they're in the kitchen. They're cooking Tracy's favorite foods. And Tony gets emotional in her confessionals while production is showing flashbacks of Tony and Tracy dancing. And in the flashbacks, Tony also cut off all her hair. I don't know if we know Trina didn't do it because she said she got a funny shaped head. I don't know if Tamar did it, but we've seen Tamar with a bald head before. So the grief counselor comes over and pretty much no one wants to talk, or should I say no one's ready to talk. Tawanda reveals that in the past when they've done group therapy sessions as a family, a lot has come out and was revealed basically from pent up frustration. So the episode ends with the counselor spirit saying that basically they have to let her know what they want to talk about for her to help them. Ooh, this was a great first episode. If this is any indication of how the rest of the show is going to go, oh my God. You know, they show some scenes or whatever. Of course, the sisters in true fashion, they know how to have fun, but they also going to deal with, you know, their grief. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be eye-opening. Hopefully, you know, it can stir people to grief management and learning how to deal with their grief, because grief can last a very long time. It comes in waves. I'm a testament to that. I'm interested to follow this journey, because anyway, rest in peace, Tracy. See you guys in the next video.